leaders in both parties. We've made progress, and I believe that greater progress is within sight, but I don't want to fool anybody. We still have to work through some real differences. Now, I've heard reports that there may be some in Congress who want to do just enough to make sure that America avoids defaulting on our debt in the short term, but then wants to kick the can down the road when it comes to solving the larger problem of our deficit. I don't share that view. I don't think the American people here sent us here to avoid tough problems. That's, in fact, what drives them nuts about Washington, when both parties simply take the path of least resistance. And I don't want to do that here. I believe that right now we've got a unique opportunity to do something big, to tackle our deficit in a way that forces our government to live within its means, that puts our economy on a stronger footing for the future, and still allows us to invest in that future. Most of us already agree that to truly solve our deficit problem, we need to find trillions in savings over the next decade, and significantly more in the decades that follow. That's what the Bipartisan Fiscal Commission said. That's the amount that I put forward in the framework I announced a few months ago. That's around the same amount that Republicans have put forward in their own plans. And that's the kind of substantial progress that we should be aiming for here. To get there, I believe we need a balanced approach. We need to take on spending in domestic programs, in defense programs, in entitlement programs, and we need to take on spending in the tax code, spending on certain tax breaks and deductions for the wealthiest of Americans. This will require both parties to get out of our comfort zones and both parties to agree on real compromise. I'm ready to do that. I believe there are enough people in each party that are willing to do that. And what I know is that we need to come together over the next 2 weeks to reach a deal that reduces the deficit and upholds the full faith and credit of the United States government and the credit of the American people. That's why, even as we continue discussions today and tomorrow, I've asked leaders of both parties and both houses of Congress to come here to the White House on Thursday so we can build on the work that's already been done and drive towards a final agreement. It's my hope that everybody's going to leave their ultimatums at the door, that we'll all leave our political rhetoric at the door, and that we're going to do what's best for our economy and do what's best for our people. And I want to emphasize, I said this at my press conference, this should not come down to the last second. I think it's important for us to show the American people and their leaders that we can find common ground and solve our problems in a responsible way. We know that it's going to require tough decisions. I think it's better for us to take those tough decisions sooner rather than later. That's what the American people expect of us. That's what a healthy economy is going to require. That's the kind of progress that I expect to make. So I promise I will keep you guys updated as time goes on. All right?
Take any questions? President, as we heard, inviting Republican and Democratic leaders to the White House.
So that's the extent right now of what's going to happen coming up Thursday. So we didn't get any big move here in the Spiders one way or the other. The bull isn't moving one way or the other. That was the extent of it. So everyone's going to be invited to the White House on Thursday. At that point, well, they've done something, but once again, it's the same rhetoric. If the market doesn't get a resolution and start hearing what they want to hear, that meant that this summer bull rally that we're in is going to lose steam. We will find out on Thursday. We'll let the S&P 500 consolidate. It was a very narrow range day. Spiders are doing nothing in after hours. I'm going to pull that over there. The bull, on the other hand, is not selling off on that little rhetoric either. As far as the S&P 1340 put and up and out of the money 1350 call goes, we will deal with that tomorrow. And basically, you have to diversify risk. So I will update the daily S&P 500. Bull rally. is in play. Summer rally. We said we were going to have a summer rally. We sold down to get this summer rally. We've gone straight up in the summer rally. However, as far as Obama goes and his staff and Republican and Democrat, is if they don't come out and do the right thing, well, the summer rally may not have as much juice as one would like. The upper end of the resistance on the S&P, where a major reversal started over here, is going to be that 1357 handle. The top of the bar over here on the S&P, where this major reversal started, is a 1345. The S&P 500, the closing price on the S&P 500 was 1337.88. The at the money 1340 put, the high 1580, the close 1250, today's 1170. On the flip side, trading volatility risk is that 1350 call up and out of the money. If someone was going to hold overnight, they took as much premium out here, $1.75 out of the put, and they took $1.75 out of the call. So they're taking premium both, as the S&P only ended up down $1.79. So when trading them intraday, you got little risk. The best time to be involved until you're well seasoned and trained is at extreme oversold bottoms, as we were here. That's the time you can hold them overnight. Seasonality, summer rally period, everything that it would take to trade these calls, and they've made some big moves as we did the training over the weekend. Now, on the flip side of that volatility is we don't have a reversal day. We are digesting the beginning summer rally. This is day 6. So we've had 5 up days. We've got another thing that the bull will be monitoring is you got a daily buy signal. You had a daily sell signal over here and you went straight down. Now, up at the top of the resistance, it's got that daily buy signal that should trigger more bulls off the sideline. Just remember, we have ran too far, too fast. Just like when you're putting bottoms in, you like to break out and you like to come back and test. Well, in bull rallies, you like to go up and hit resistance, pull back, hit support levels, and then bounce in bull rallies. In bear rallies, you break out, you test the lows in bears, then you break out. Well, in bull rallies, you want to pull back. You want to pull back from the top of the rally, set up another base, and then move higher and break out in bull rallies versus just like bear bottoms get put in. That was a bear rally. This was a bull rally. The bear comes back. The buys start there. Pullbacks need to happen here, and breakouts higher there. We'll be going over a lot of it.